Peter, maybe you have some take on this. I think service is wonderful. I think in some cases, brands and products now have to entertain me. Gamification, any thoughts on?
You know what, I'm so not a fan.
No.
I'm really not. Visa put out a tweet that just showed like an 8-year-old boy in the stands just staring stunned, a Brazilian kid, stunned, and it was just stunned with the face and the Visa logo. And my first reaction was, come on, Visa, that kid, an 8-year-old kid, you didn't need to have to tweet him out. That's not cool. Yeah. But secondly, what does stunned have to do with the Visa brand other than looking at my bill every month and I'm stunned? How is that in any way, shape, or form positive? Thank you, Visa. I'll get my World Cup scores and reactions from TV. I don't need it for a credit card, for Christ's sake. Right. Companies are trying way too hard to be my friend.
Yeah.
You don't need to be my friend because, quite frankly, it's nice to have, look, companies issue press releases, people tweet. Okay, and when Visa is tweeting about, wow, that was an amazing game, I can pretty much guarantee you that my Visa card has never looked at me and said that was an amazing game. But for some reason on Twitter, they're doing that. I don't know, and I don't see how that's beneficial in the slightest.
Well, the business doctrine nowadays, and probably always has been, good communication is informative and entertaining. I think, again, that's commodity. You really want to build an emotional attachment. You have to couple some underlying insight into human nature and human behavior and human longing, and couple that to good storytelling. That's what it requires. That's what's required. Not this ridiculous thing that is such an appropriate example of what you just said.
Well, and it's a classic example of this disconnect of companies not understanding what customers really want, and they're out there trying to be all things to all people. And the fact is, if you're a credit card company, I want you to do that really, really well for me. Right. I don't care if you tweet about the World Cup. And I'm probably the only person on the planet who didn't care about the World Cup in the first place. Not a sports fan. Sorry, don't throw things at
I get
me.
it.
Okay. All the furor over this just made me go, really, people, you got nothing to do than this. I'm swamped. You've got nothing to do but this. But anyway, I digress. So the idea that they have to be all things to all people just shows how disconnected they are. Whatever you do, I want you to do for me, do it really, really well.
Ritz-Carlton, I follow Ritz-Carlton's Twitter feed and Four Seasons Twitter feed. You know what they do? Every day they assign Twitter ownership every day to a different hotel within their properties. And what that hotel will do is tweet out photos and videos and things like that from that property. And I can't see one of these tweets not be like, okay, gotta go there now. My office really sucks. I want to be in Bora Bora right now. They do such a good job of making me want to go to their property. Starwood does it just as well. Because you know what? When I look at Ritz-Carlton, what I imagine seeing? I imagine seeing hotels. When I look at Visa, I don't imagine seeing the friggin' World Cup. So the hotels are getting it right. They're making me want their product.
That's right.
There's nothing about the World Cup that makes me want to go get a credit card. There just isn't.
I find it very interesting, and that is when a person has a deep emotional connection with a brand, a product, a company. The language